यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुग्म व्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये. Namaskar, Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Greetings to all of you on today's auspicious occasion of Ramanuja Jayanti. Swami Ramanuja is often called as Jagadacharya. An Acharya is someone who knows the Shastras, follows their teachings, and guides others to the right path by setting an example. Today, on the 1009th birth anniversary of Swami Ramanuja, let us look at 3 incidents in which he taught us about the importance of Karuna, Jnana, and Bhakti, and weaving them together to create a beautiful tapestry. Once, there was a wrestler called Dhanurdasa who was widely respected in the kingdom. He lived in a place called Urayur near Srirangam. One day, Ramanuja saw him walking, holding an umbrella over his wife's head, spreading a cloth for her to walk. He was astonished at this level of attachment and public display of affection by Dhanurdasa and questioned him. Dhanurdasa replied, "I am captivated by the beautiful eyes and form of my wife, and I will do anything to protect it." Ramanuja didn't condemn the man for his attachment, or he didn't preach to him about the importance of vairagya or detachment. Instead, he just smiled and asked Dhanurdasa, "If I show you eyes that are more beautiful, will you surrender to those?" Dhanurdasa agreed. Swami Ramanuja led him into the sanctum sanctorum of the Lord Sri Ranganatha at Srirangam. He prayed to Ranganatha, "Show this man the same eyes which you showed to Tirupanalvar, which you showed to my Guru Yamunacharya." Ranganatha obeyed, and the next moment, Dhanurdasa and his wife both understood the divine beauty of the Lord. They realized they had found the eternal source of love and beauty, and they surrendered at the lotus feet of Ranganatha and became disciples of Swami Ramanuja. The other incident is of when a group of young boys was playing in the temple they were playing the game of temple. They were imitating the actions which they had seen their parents performing during worship to Lord Ranganatha. One boy drew a form of the Lord in the dirt. The other boy chanted mantras, and the third boy clumped together lumps of sand to offer as prasada. Now, what happened was, the boy who was chanting the mantras, enacting the role of the Archaka, called out as customary, "Gio." This was the call for Ramanuja to accept prasada when it was done in the temple. Now, at this time, Swami Ramanuja happened to be passing by, and he heard this call, stepped forward. He saw what the boys were doing. He immediately fell to the ground, prostrated to the Lord's form there, and took the sand prasadam which the boy gave him. All the shishyas of the Swami were aghast. They said, "How can you fall on the ground and soil yourself like this? How can you eat that mud prasada?" Swami Ramanuja said to the boys, "This is Ranganatha and this is his prasada. Where there is belief, there is the Lord. How can I deny the existence of Ranganatha here? That is the reason why I accepted their prasada." The third incident is that one day Swami Ramanuja was in the Garbhagriha and he noticed that Ranganatha, the Lord, was looking dull and listless, as if he was ill. He immediately summoned the Archaka and asked what Naivedyam had been offered. The Archaka replied that they had given Dadyonam or curd rice and Nagapadam or jamun fruits, which the Lord loves. Hearing this, Swami Ramanuja got very agitated. He said, "No wonder Ranganatha is so dull. He has caught a cold. You should never combine curd rice and these fruits." Immediately, he called the Vaidya, he got a kashaya prepared for the Lord, and he offered it to the Lord. He waited there till he felt that the Lord has regained his radiant look, and only then did he leave. From this we can understand how Ramanuja didn't just see the Murti, he saw the Lord himself as a living presence. This is the peak of bhakti, where a devotee wants to not seek help and protection from the Lord, but wants to protect the Lord. This same Ramanuja had defeated multiple scholars in Vedantic debates. This same Ramanuja composed so many scholarly works and systematized the concepts of Vishishtadvaita philosophy. This same Ramanuja taught us through these incidents that Jnana is not just dry philosophy, but the ability to appreciate the Lord's presence in every single thing in this world. This unique combination of Karuna, Jnana, and Bhakti is what rendered Swami Ramanuja as a unique personality in the history of all the saints of Bharatadesha. Swami Ramanuja lived on this earth for 120 years, from 1017 to 1137. Yet, even today, he continues to inspire multitudes of devotees through his teachings. He preached what the Alvars actively advocated, the path of Sharanagati or surrender to the lotus feet of Sriman Narayana as the means to cross samsara. Today, let us offer our obeisances to Swami Ramanuja and pray that he should guide us on this path. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha.